What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is Juju the Gamer on Juju Sports Corner, and it's kind of a live reaction to the first half we just saw. Alabama's currently winning 17-3. This is kind of the Alabama we've been seeing all year. They've been letting teams hang around per se. It's looking like that Georgia game was just an anomaly, where they just came out hitting on all cylinders. And Bama's starting slow, but one thing that hasn't been working for them all year is working, and their running game is working magnificently. Brian Robinson is averaging at least 7 to 10 yards every time he touches the ball. Right before the half, Bryce Young made a beautiful pass down the field for a touchdown. And it's looking like it's scary hours for Cincinnati. And let me be clear when I say this. It's not so much Cincinnati's defense why they're losing the game, although one of their corners did get burnt for a touchdown. It's not so much their defense is losing this game. The defense is doing all they can to keep them in the game. Sauce Gardner and Kobe are having a magnificent showing so far. Cincinnati's run defense is getting gashed left and right. Brian Robinson is playing his way to like the 3rd round pick. Yeah, he's going off. But they're holding up when they need to, and only this score could be a lot worse. This score could be a lot worse. So the fact that they only gave up 17 points is a win for Cincinnati. But their offense has to do something. They're having some success running the ball. And here's why I'm starting to get frustrated with their offense. You see this guy on the screen here? Yeah. He's missing the easy throws, like the curls, the drags, the hitches. He's missing those kind of throws. And he's like, it's not even close. He's just being wildly inaccurate. And to beat a team like Bama, you need an accurate quarterback. You need somebody that can hit the layups to not have that monster Will Anderson chasing after you on 3rd and long. So he's missing the easy throws, and then he's starting to get frustrated with his receivers. But it's like his receivers, like he's overthrowing wide open people. Like he's not playing well, and Cincinnati is not going to have a shot, not a chance to even come back in this game if Desmond Ridder does not start playing well. The defense is doing all they can to hold on, because the second half, the dam could burst and it could be game over. So Desmond Ridder needs to play better in order for Cincinnati to have any chance of pulling out this game. And right now, it's looking like he's shook, and it's looking like he's shook and he's not confident. The offensive line is giving him as much time as they possibly can, and he's missing wide open, short throws, intermediate throws. He's missing those badly, like not even accurate. He's like 6'5", getting the ball tipped, which is almost unheard of, and he's not seeing the field. Like they have cross routes that are open every single time, and he's just not getting the ball out of his hand. Right now, it's just not a good showing for Desmond Ridder. We'll see how the second half goes, and I'll meet y'all at the end of the game. But yeah, Bama's currently winning 17-3. Impressive showing by their running attack right now. Brian Robinson playing well, taking the pressure off Bryce Young. Bryce Young might get going in the second half, but the Cincinnati's back end is switching coverages, and they're causing him not to just sit back there and throw, which is what he did against Georgia. So, like I said, Cincinnati's defense doing all they can. Desmond Ridder better play well. We're looking at another 1-4 blowout in the playoffs. Hoping for a more competitive game, but if Cincinnati's offense does not, well, not even their offense, if Desmond Ridder does not play better, it's looking like another 1-4 Alabama blowout. And it's just sad because Cincinnati played their way being there. They deserve to be here, and I don't want to see them get blown out. But yeah, like I said, I'll meet y'all at the end of the game. It's a lot closer of a game than probably most people would expect, but it's competitive. Now we'll see how the second half go. I'll meet y'all at the end of the game. All right, so the final score was 27-6, and the second half, went just about the same as the first half. Bama dominated with the run game. BRYCE made some spectacular throws to get out of pressure to keep the Bama offense on schedule outside of one turnover, really. But Brian Robinson, he had over 200 yards rushing. Oh, man. Yeah, that Cincinnati defensive line was getting mauled all game. But mostly I'm walking away with this game thinking that Cincinnati deserved to be in this game. They played their hearts out. It was 17-6 all the way up until halfway through the fourth. This was a tough team, and the Cincinnati offense just lost them the game. Desmond Ridder was not making throws. The offensive line was getting beat. They had to abandon the run because they got down. It was just a all-around showing for Desmond Ridder especially, but for the Cincinnati offense as a unit. When receivers were getting open, the ball was at their feet or way above their head, and they didn't really have chances to, make plays on the football. When they did, when the ball actually got there on time, it was a drop. And to beat Nick Saban and that Death Star, that evil empire he's built, you have to play perfect. You have to play perfect football, and you can't beat yourself. And Cincinnati just didn't do that today. I was impressed with their defense. Sauce Gardner and Kobe Bryant, they held Jamison Williams in check. He did not have a deep ball touchdown like we all expected. But the players on that Cincinnati defense made a lot of money today. They played well against the number one team in the country. The more of the story of this game is when you have an all-world defense, the offense has to do something. They have to do something. And I'm a Bears fan. I've been seeing this all my life. All-world offenses do nothing, and a loss. So that's just the more of the story. Bama's going back to the national title. Again, Nick Saban probably going to get his 8th ring. Again. Man, Saban's just building an evil empire. So let's see who they're going to face. It's either going to be Georgia or Michigan. But my hat's off to Cincinnati. They fought. This game was a lot closer than probably 90% of the world outside of Cincinnati expected. But yeah, man, hats off to them. They're going to do just fine in the Big 12. Because Luke Fickell is probably going to get a massive payday at Cincinnati, and he's probably going to stay with them leaving for the Big 12. Man, with the way they play, they got a shot to win that division between them, a hot UCF team, Baylor is still there, Oklahoma State is still there, BYU. The Big 12 is going to be a fun, interesting division to watch. When the conference realignment happens, when Texas and Oklahoma get to the SEC. But more of the story is, for this game, Bama offensive line dominating the run game. Their pass blocking definitely needs some work, because I was not expecting Cincinnati to get as much pressure on Bryce Young as they did, considering what Bama just did to Georgia. But yeah, man, if Bama plays Michigan with the way that those two edge rushers for Michigan play, it's going to be a long game, because those tackles for Bama did not play particularly well. But like I said, Bama just completely stonewalled Georgia, which I'm still shocked that happened. But that's it for this video. Make sure you leave a like, hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit that bell notification so you're notified every single time I upload. And we're going to watch Georgia, Michigan. Saban is going to another title game with the empire he's built down in Tuscaloosa. And I will see you all in the next video. Peace.